now let's really hit the Wayback Machine. Before Mooch cut you, you're there in Green Bay. There's Farve, and you knew that, he's not going to not play. I mean, he's there. What was it like breaking into the NFL and seeing Farve at the height of the Farveness that's getting enshrined this weekend? What was that like, Kurt?
Yeah. Well, and the interesting thing was I was kind of there right on, that bridge. When he was really young and started to play, everybody kind of remembers he was just kind of a wild guy. He'd be getting swung down and he'd whip the ball up into the, secondary and he gets intercepted. And that was kind of the early stages where you weren't really sure. And then there was a bridge before he became, what he became and one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. And I was kind of there during that bridge. And so, I went into camp there and would watch him on a daily basis. And when people would ask me about him, they kind of had that question mark like, okay, how good is this guy? Is he ever going to get it? Because you could see the talent, but you weren't quite sure. It was so enjoyable to watch him on the practice field. I would go home and I'd call my family and I'm like, this guy is awesome. And, it's so funny because we sat in meeting rooms, and you mentioned that there was Mooch and there was Ty Detmer and Mark Brunell and myself and Brett Farve, and we would sit in meeting rooms and one of the things Coach would do is we'd watch old film and he'd ask guys, okay, what formation, movement, and then he'd show what play is this. And, there was a number of times he would ask Brett, and, Brett's like, I don't know, east, west, I don't know what that play is, and then Ty's in the background. And before, Brett's even done, Ty rips off the play and the formation and the movement. And you kind of sit there and shake your head like, does he really not know what the play is? I mean, can he not really? But then he gets out between those lines. He knew where everybody was going to be. He knew where the ball should go. And he had an uncanny ability to throw and make plays like few people I've ever seen. And so it was fun to be there at that stage and kind of walk away telling people, just wait, this guy is going to be really, really special. And, that's what we've seen. I mean, guys that grow up playing the quarterback position, you admire the way Brett Farve played the game, with no abandon. He made a mistake. He never let it bother him, but he just had an uncanny ability to make big plays in a lot of crazy different ways. But he had so much fun doing it. And I couldn't play the game the same way that Brett did, but I greatly admired the way that he played the game. And, and it was just fun to get to know him over the years, and then to watch this moment because few guys more deserving than Brett Favre to be Cantonized.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks, right, Kurt?
Yeah, exactly. We all do it a little differently, and we're all envious of the great ones and certain things they have about them. But he just enjoyed the game, and I think everybody saw that. And what they admired so much about him is that when we say we got to play a game for a living. He made it look like that every time he went out on Sunday afternoon, that he was a kid playing a game and was just so grateful to be out there and have that opportunity every time he showed up on Sunday.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.